Well, would you look at that, we're not in Northland for once. Hopefully you can hear me. There's a lot of wind here currently, so might be a little bit, it's probably quite noisy, but hopefully the directional microphone is picking up my voice. But yeah, we're out at Waihi Beach today, and I think I'm going to have a go at the I think it's the Orokawa bushwalk along the coast here. Kind of goes out along that face there, so that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I haven't done this walk in probably 4 or 5 years, to be honest. Well before I did anything to do with, or had anything to do with plants and whatnot, so I don't know what, I've got absolutely no clue what I'm going to come across here. Definitely sitting at high tide here, so have to time the waves to get across. Alright, yeah, so no clue what plants I'm going to come across here. I'll be honest, my botanical knowledge is pretty localized to Northland. I haven't really been out of Northland or Auckland to look at any of the plants elsewhere in the country, so I can't guarantee that I'm going to know everything that we come across, but hopefully we'll see plenty of things and maybe learn a thing or two as well. So yeah, we're going to have to make this one a quick one as well though, because I'm actually just on my way down to Tauranga for the summer break, and I suppose I'm almost there, to be honest, because I'm going to be staying, I guess, in Te Puna. So if you know your geography, Waihi Beach is pretty close. It's kind of just Katikati and then Te Puna after that, so pretty close. But I thought I'd stop and stretch my legs because my butt was getting a bit sore from all of the sitting and driving, and I thought what better place to stretch my legs than out here. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I guess we're getting to the start of the actual walk here now. So Orokawa Scenic Reserve, I suppose this is. Starting off, we've got some Brachyglottis, Rapunda, Rangiora, Piper excelsum. I suppose this is what we're doing, isn't it? We're just pointing out the plants that we see. Pseudopanax lysonii, the coastal five-finger. And this looks like it's actually Coprosma macrocarpa. You can see the stipules have dried out there and they're going to drop off shortly. If the stipules hang around for longer, if they're more persistent on the stem, then it would be Coprosma robusta. Mind you, it might actually be it could be a hybrid, to be honest. I mean, when you get a bit further south, there seems to be more hybridization going on. I wasn't expecting to see Coprosma macrocarpa this far south, to be honest, so probably a hybrid, but yeah, pretty cool. I did see some hungy back there as well, Geniostoma ligus trifolium. Got some Blechnum Nova Zealandiae, I'm guessing. Again, got to pay attention to some of these smaller plants here. You may see this on your bushwalks. Halorhagus erecta. It's in its own family, Halorhagaceae. It is a native. It looks like a weed. When you look at it, you're going to think that's definitely a weed, but no, it is not. It is 100% native. And yeah, what else have we got? I think this might be Cyathea medullaris, or actually it's changed, hasn't it? Spheropteris medullaris or something. The black tree fern, mamaku, I think. Yeah, one thing about this spot here is I can't guarantee that I'm going to get everything right, because I mean, I don't really know what plants are out here. and there may be some more localized species that are a bit more or slightly different. This looks like Pittosporum umbellatum, maybe. Pretty sure it's umbellatum, but again, maybe there's other species further south here. I have to double check that. No time to stop and sit around for hours trying to perfectly identify everything, because I'm going to get hungry otherwise. I need to get to Tauranga. And also getting close to needing a toilet break as well. So this is going to be a quick one. I'll try my best to ID everything for you, but I'll definitely be going back and having a more thorough look at the species while I'm doing the editing later on as well. So yeah, I'll do my best to try and make sure that everything's correct, but at the same time I'm not guaranteeing that I am some sort of know-it-all when it comes to this. I've got some mahui here, Melicitis. I mean, it could be Macrophylla, large-leaved mahui. Yeah, I'm not claiming to be some know-it-all. I've only been doing this for a couple of years. There's definitely people out there that know their plants a lot better than I do. But honestly, that's the reason that I make these videos, is because they help me learn the plants myself a lot better. It kind of goes back to the Feynman technique. Richard Feynman talked about how the best way to learn something for yourself is to teach others about it as well. I've got another plant here. This is Caro, Pittosporum crassifolium, and Mersin australis, red matipo. What else have we got? I mean, there's the geniostoma that I mentioned earlier, but didn't point out. Got rasp fern. What's it called? Dudia australis. So rasp fern, Bleaknaceae, and then this one here. I think it's Adiantum Cunninghamii with the glabrous stipe and rachis. Pretty sure that's Adiantum Cunninghamii. So yeah, I'll have to double check that as well. I haven't really looked at my Adiantums too much lately. Let's see. Almost tripped up on a root. Gotta be careful about that. This here, is this Tawapo? This might be Tawapo. Cannot remember the species name. Planchinella costata, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Unless it's some sort of Pittosporum that I just don't recognise. I mean, we've already seen quite a few things. I haven't seen anything shockingly new just yet. I'm sure there are some things up here that are different. Oh, we've got a weed here, good old Cotonista. Maybe Pinosis? No, it's got like the super fuzzy underside of the leaves. That's coming off pretty easily. Could be Cotonista pinosis. I haven't really... I mean, I've kind of learnt about a bunch of the Cotonistas, but I haven't really looked at them all in too much detail in person, so... I've just got another Adiantum there. I think it's the same one as before. But yeah, I think it's Pinosis that has the very, very white, fuzzy underside to them. And it's a nice view, isn't it? Beautiful, looking out to the Pacific Ocean there. I think last time I was out here it was 4 years ago. That was back when I was really into my bird photography, so I was out here taking pictures of the native birds, Just spotted an Astalia here. Astalia banksii is the coastal Astalia with the white underside to it. That's pretty cool. Wonder what else we're gonna come across. Definitely a whole heap of coastal five-finger. I think that's probably the most dominant species that I've seen so far. Some more karo there as well. And I have just about tripped over a root several times. I think this is a dead end here. I don't think that's what this is here for, but people are using it as a rubbish bin. Anyways, I think, yeah, dead end. I'm not too fond of trying to climb up through there, so we're going to go back the other way. There was a bit of a fork in the track back there a bit, so we'll try and follow that. I probably won't go all the way to the end today because apparently it's an hour each way and I don't really have enough time to do that today, so yeah, we'll see how we go. We've got a Car X here. I mean, without the seed head, could not tell you which one it is, but that's one thing that I haven't. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you though, I found the seed heads, but even still I couldn't tell you what it is. It's kind of got seed head kind of at regular intervals running up that culm there. Yeah, no clue. Yeah, I don't actually know my Car X's, so even with the seed heads, couldn't tell you, but I'll try have a go at IDing that when I get back to my laptop later on, and we'll see how we get on. Got a fern hiding under here. Pretty sure Cyatheaceae could just be a young silver fern, but it definitely looks like the typical frond of one of those kind of Alsophila probably. I don't know. It's kind of hard because, I mean, silver fern, it doesn't always have. Oh, it turns out I found this out the other day. I found one that didn't have a white underside, like of the fronds, and it was actually quite a more mature plant as well, and it also just didn't have the white underside. So I posted it on iNaturalist thinking it was maybe Alsophila smithii, the Smith's tree fern, but someone mentioned that it is actually just Alsophila tricolor, the silver fern, and that they just don't sometimes develop that very distinct white underside to them. So the more you know. There's a whole bunch more of this Car X here. Pretty sure it's the same one with those tiny little seed heads on them. I'll definitely have a go at IDing that later on. We've got a Garnia here of some sort. Lacera, probably. I think that's the one that kind of looks like it's got a bamboo-y looking culm to it. Yeah. I don't really know my Garnias either. Give me a break. They are tricky. And I also just haven't put in the effort to try to learn them either. So it's kind of my problem a little bit that I don't know them. I've got Pteridium esculentum, good old bracken fern down there. And Lotus pedunculatus, I think is what it's called. That's the yellow flowers. These ones here, that's Lotus pedunculatus. Pretty sure it's Fabaceae. Yeah, it's got that typical kind of pea-shaped flower there. If you look really closely at an individual flower on that inflorescence, classic pea-shaped flower. Lotus pedunculatus. Very cool. What else have we got out here? This one here is Caprosma robusta. Sorry, I stopped talking for a bit and just kind of staring at the plant. Pretty sure that one's just robusta and not Macrocarpa. Yeah, just some more Helioragus there. That's the plant that looks like a weed but is native. Look at that bumblebee, and it's on a thistle, the Cirsium vulgare, I think this one is, the really mean looking one. kind of remember that as kind of V for vicious. So Cirsium vulgare, the vicious looking thistle, because there is one that has kind of like a more crinkly lettuce looking leaf on it, but it's still, I mean, it's still sharp, but it's a little bit kinder looking, and that's Cirsium arvense, I think, something along those lines. It could be arvensis or arvents, one or the other. It's always a bit tricky that the different species have like a slightly different spelling for the same kind of word or whatever you call it. But yeah, okay, we're on the other track now anyway, so see if we come across anything new. We've got another bad weed here, I think. This is Senecio angulatus, with these really fleshy leaves there. Senecio angulatus. It's pretty wild how variable Senecio can get, because I mean, you'll see some other species of Senecio and it looks absolutely nothing like that. So yeah, pretty cool. We've got here Entalia arborescens. It's in the Malvaceae family, so kind of closely related to like Hoheria or Hohere. The Mellow family. Great big trees, or I mean, they're not huge to be honest. I mean, great big leaves is what I was going to say, I think. Yeah. Not sure if this looks kind of like a terrace, species of terrace. I don't know, I'll have to have a go at that later. Ferns are definitely not my strong suit. I've just spotted a strawberry down here. Little wild strawberry, I think. Oh, broke it off. I mean, I don't know if it's actually like same genus as like the strawberries that you eat or not, but it kind of looks like a strawberry, doesn't it? Don't really know much about that. We've got Japanese honeysuckle popping up here. Not the goods. This thing will smother absolutely everything. Lonicera japonica. It's in the Caprifoliaceae family, alongside the other honeysuckles. This is a bit of a weed mayhem site, isn't it? Yeah, that's just ranunculus repens, that there. Definitely lots of the honeysuckle. It's unfortunate. Pretty sure this is Pteris. That's with a P. P-T-E-R-I-S. I mean, it's got kind of that false indusium, the underfolding of the margin of that leaf there. Pteris saxatilis, maybe? I don't know. I'll have a go at that later. I've got some lilies there. I was learning these at one point, but I couldn't tell you from just that leaf what it is. Not too sure. There we go, here's some definite silver fern there. Alsophila tricolour. Pretty cool. Hopefully we get into some more kind of dense forest undergrowth. It'd be nice to see some other species. This plant here. Oh, it is just it was looking like it was alternating leaves, and I was very confused, but it is opposite. It's got opposite leaves. It's Podocyphydi, Hedycaria arborea. That threw me off for a second there. What have we got? Let's see. You know, I was expecting there to be a lot more people on this walk, because Waihi Beach town was absolutely packed as I was driving into it. I was actually a bit worried that I wouldn't find a park. And that was a bit concerning, but definitely did find a park, and there's no one out on this walk that I've seen so far, and I'm guessing that's literally just because of that high tide mark. People are just a bit scared of getting their feet wet. We've got here, I think it's Dianella, maybe Dianella nigra, with these shorter leaves on it. Yeah, pretty cool. Because there are two other species of Dianella as well, but they are got much longer leaves on them, so I think they're more northern based as well. Hey, yeah. Just as I was speaking that there's no one on this track, we walked past someone, but it's usually how it goes, isn't it? That's Murphy's Law or something. I think that's just a young Dudia australis. I was thinking maybe it was Austroblechnum, but pretty sure it's just Dudia still. Yeah. Very cool. I think that's another Dianella there, sprouting up without the flowers yet. And we've got a species of hook grass here. You can tell because it has these longer spikes, whereas the other Carex that we saw earlier kind of has the smaller, shorter flower spikes. So those, like this, these are the shorter ones. See, it's like kind of in their own little cluster there, but then the bastard grass ones, the hook grass species, have those kind of longer, more continuous flower spikes. It could be Uncinata, Carex uncinata. They all used to be in their own genus. They all used to be Uncinia, which honestly that would make it a little bit easier to kind of narrow species down a bit, because you got the Uncinias which have that little hook on each of the seeds to help them spread their seeds by getting them attached to, well, our leg hairs now, but probably bird feathers back in the day. But yeah, so there's kind of two groups of Carex. There's the ones that have that hook and the ones that don't. They were segregated into Uncinia genus and Carex genus, but now they're all just Carex. So it's a little bit confusing. Would be nice if they were separated a bit. I know there's always that argument between lumpers and splitters in taxonomy, but sometimes, honestly, I think that makes sense because there's quite a few species within that Uncinia complex. So I think it would make sense to separate those out into their own genus once again. But what do I know, right? That's certainly the biggest brachioglottis leaves I've ever seen. My goodness, it's huge. Another Rapunda, by the way. Brachioglottis rapunda rangiora. One of our many tree daisies. And there's a Pahudakawa there. I'm sure I've walked past many of those already and just not noticed. Metrosideros excelsa. I almost said robusta, but certainly not. This looks like it's a finished flower of a orchid species. Can I zoom in on that? There we go. So some sort of orchid. Don't really know my orchids either. There's so many different kind of areas of botany that you can get into, and I want to learn all of them, which is a bit of a problem, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyways, we've got there's just a little young Manuka there at the bottom. I was thinking maybe it was Leucopogon, but don't think so. Here's some of the Dianella flowers, which is nice. Let's see if we can focus on that. So Dianella flowers, they're kind of in that Asparagales order, alongside Asparagaceae, obviously. They're in their own family though, Xanthorhoaceae. Here's some of the fruit. They go kind of a very bright blue once they're ripe. But yeah, so they do have a very similar looking flower structure to species within Asparagaceae, such as it's escaping my mind now. What species am I thinking of? Hey, yeah. Hi. I think it's what is it? Something serratum. The ringa, but I cannot remember the genus. But they're in Asparagaceae. They're kind of a bigger white flower that's kind of that same structure as Dianella. You've got the 6 tepals, which are when the petals and sepals are indistinguishable. They're both white, so they both look like petals, but if there's sepals look like petals, they just get called tepals. So yeah, 6 sepals or tepals, and then yeah, they just look similar. I'll try and put a picture of Arthropodium, that's the genus. I'll try and put a picture of an Arthropodium flower on the screen for you so you can kind of see that similarity between the Dianella and the Arthropodium. Despite not even being in the same family, they are still somewhat closely related because they are, same order. So they've got kind of some of those shared characteristics. And this is kind of why it's quite useful to learn the scientific names and the scientific families, is because it really helps you kind of draw those links between different species and understanding why they're closely related, why they have similar parts and whatnot. And yeah, getting into a bit more of a foresty looking area. I think this is as far as I walked last time when I was here like 4 or 5 years ago. I think I turned back here because it was either starting to rain or I'd just had enough or something. But we'll go a little bit further today, see what's around the next few corners. But after that, I think I'll probably finish it up. Had something just fly into my neck, some sort of bug. Gave me a fright. Anyways, let's see what else we've got out here. I haven't ended up stopping the recording this time. I've just been continuously recording and rambling. Hopefully you don't mind that. A little bit of a different style. It should have been less editing on my end once I'm finished, which will be nice. Tiny little ferns here. It's got like a very hairy stipe to it. It could just be a juvenile of something that I would know. And I think what is this? I don't know. Let's see if we can get that to focus a little bit. No clue. I was thinking it was something else at first glance, but is it a lobelia? I don't know. I've got 5 petals. It's kind of in that. It's got a bit of a campanulate looking flower. Hopefully from that I can kind of figure out what this is and put it on the screen for you. There's some leaves, but there are some different looking leaves as well, some shorter leaves there as well. We get some focus on that would be nice. Hopefully from that I can work out what this is. My completely uneducated guess on that would be lobelia, but I think I've only seen one lobelia in the past, and that was like a coastal one that looked a bit different even still. I'm not actually sure what this is, to be honest. It could just be a... Oh yeah. I'm not actually sure. And it's kind of got like that lighter coloured leaf on the bottom, abaxially lighter, and the edges of it are kind of curving downwards. Revolute. I'll have to try and figure that out as well. Oh, okay, here's more of it. Alright, no, I do know what this is now. This is Erica something or rather. One of the Ericas. The Heath genus. Could be Spanish Heath. I don't know how tall Spanish Heath gets. It's getting reasonably tall, about 2 meters tall. But I know there's quite a few other species of heath in New Zealand as well. Probably Spanish heath, but all the flowers are spent. They're kind of gone brown and crusty, so that doesn't help, because that could be something that helps determine what species. But I think the Spanish heath has kind of somewhat fuzzy young branchlet growth, and this does look like it's got that, but I mean that might not be the only thing. There may be other heaths in this genus that have that as well. But anyways, yes, so we have worked it out. It's a heath. So the Erica genus is the heath genus, which is in the Ericaceae family, which you may have guessed. We've got here good old, it's looking like a weed to me. That might be Harkia, yeah, willow-leaved Harkia, Harkia salicafolia. I've got the seed pod here, I'll rip that off. Doesn't matter if I break this, it's a weed. So yeah, that's the, dropped it. These are the seed pods of Harkia there. So Harkia salicafolia, it's in the Proteaceae family, so somewhat closely related to our native Riwariwa, Knightia excelsa. But that one, I'm guessing it's from Australia, I don't actually know. Got some more of it here. Yeah, no good. A fair few weeds out here. Here we go, here's a prickly mingy. Leptocophila juniperina, also in the Ericaceae family, alongside that Spanish heath. If it is actually Spanish heath, it might not be. Yeah, let's see what else we can find, but I might try and wrap this up shortly. We've already been going for 30 minutes, so hopefully that's not too long. Please let me know in the comments kind of how long these things get before you get sick of them and stop watching, because I mean I can just check the YouTube analytics and I'll see it that way anyway. But I think the last video that I made was almost an hour long. I think that was Mount Mania, but there was just so much stuff there, and yeah. Anyways, just checking this one again. Pretty sure it's Adiantum cunninghamii. It's in the Pteridaceae family, which is typical of Pteridaceae. They have kind of those marginal sori, so right on the very edge of those leaves you can see the little clusters of sporangia growing there. But yeah, pretty sure it's cunninghamii that has the glabrous stipe and rachis. And glabrous means no hairs, if you're wondering. Alright. No clue. Absolutely no clue what this is. If I'm being completely honest, I don't even know if it's a grass or a sedge. If you know, if you know what that is, please let me know in the comments. It'd be great to learn something new. I could always stop and get out my Cheaty app, Seek, or the Aotearoa species classifier app, but as I mentioned, this is going to be a quick one and done thing. It was a pampas. Looks like someone's been through here to hack it out, which is good to see that some weeds are being controlled. Very nice. What else have we got? Right, we've got it's a species of Euchiton, could be native. Haven't really learnt all of them, I only know a few of these, and yeah, no clue which one it would be, but the genus is Euchiton in the Asteraceae family, so it's the sunflower family. I'll see if I can work out what that is. I'll put it on the screen for you. Looks like there's been a bit of more hacking done on those pampas clumps. It is a bit of a losing battle though. I mean, the weeds grow back faster than then people can control them, which is unfortunate. I wonder if this is Marudu, ranunculus reflexa. Pretty sure that's a ranunculus flower head there, or seed pod that's developing, and super fuzzy. Pretty sure that's ranunculus reflexus. I have to double check that as well. A little bit further, maybe we'll see what's around this corner, and then I might wrap it up there, see how we go. Lots of rangiora though, it's quite a common one. There's some more just there. And also lots of dianella, which is quite cool. Seems to be a lot more common here than any of the places that I've been up in Northland. The forest here has changed a little bit, to be honest. It seems a little bit, it's more open, a bit of a depauperate understory. I don't know if there's actually, I wonder if there is, there's a fern for you. Sorry, I was getting distracted. Classic ADHD like symptoms. I don't think I've got that. But yeah, so that's Asplenium oblongifolium. Yeah, what was I saying? Depauperate understory. I don't know if there is like deer or pigs and stuff out here that are causing this, or if it's some other reason. But there's not many plants on the ground, despite the canopy not being hugely or seriously dense. So you'd expect more to be sprouting up. So I mean, it's a bit concerning, but that's what it is. There's still some plants to look at, but not that many. They're all up in the canopy, so I have to look up. And walking while looking up is not not the safest thing in the world, especially with the slippery ground that I'm walking on. Alrighty. What have we got? The species of Veronica here. Probably stricta. Veronica stricta. No flowers or anything. There is an old seed head in there somewhere. Not sure if I'm pointing at it or not. Got a bit of glare on the screen. But yeah, Veronica. One of the Hebes is what they used to be called. In the Hebe genus, but now in the Veronica genus, alongside a whole bunch of tiny little flowers that don't look anything like our Hebe species, but yeah. I suppose there must be enough similarities to justify putting them in the same genus. Some more cotoneaster here. I don't know. I mean, I know that Pinosis has the fuzzy bottoms on them, but I mean, so do many of the other ones. If I had more time, I would stop and look up the kind of exact measurements and whatnot, and also didn't bring a ruler, so that doesn't help. There's our Leucopogon fasciculatus down there, closely related to the prickly mingy mingy that I pointed out before. This here looks like Erigeron sumatrensis, which is a bad weed. Yeah, pretty sure that's what it is. And this looks like a fig. Is that a fig? I don't know. It's a bit weird seeing that out here. More pampas that's been hacked at. But I mean, it's always just going to sprout back up. It doesn't kill it if you just hack it. You gotta spray some toxic stuff on it, unfortunately. Even that's going to grow back. We've got one that keeps growing back in our garden at home, so I know that it's going to come back. Anyways, I might just pause it there. I'll probably walk a little bit further and see if there's anything else. It's a fun one. You probably see this in your lawn every so often if you let it grow a little bit longer. Self-heal, can't remember, Prunella vulgaris. It's in the Lamiaceae family, so it's actually closely related to mint, and also, what else is it closely related to? Puriri, Vitex lucens. If I can focus it, there we go, you can kind of see that looks like a tiny little puriri flower stuck in there, so it's quite cool. That's the classic kind of Lamiaceae flower shape, if you're wondering. But yeah, I suppose that's about it. I will love you and leave you until the next one. Hopefully film a few more of these while I'm down in Tauranga, and that will be great to see what other, sorry I'm zoomed in, that's probably really shaky footage. See what other species are down there. It'll be cool to learn a few more things, and yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.